Morning everyone. Today I thought we'd go ahead and finish this up. We got all the tires came in, all the spindles came in for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this ready. Got more grease for it. We'll get this done and we'll be ready to pull up that car to my grandpa so I can get the tractor of his. So we'll go ahead and get all this done today. Put all the other 3 tires on it. I didn't buy a spare. To get this side over here, we're going to have to move this trailer forward a couple feet. There's a little bit of a jungle back there, and I don't know what's back there. So he's going to take the truck back down in here and hook up to it, and we're going to pull it forward about 10 feet just so I can get in there and get this side over here done. It's cold this morning, and then it turned out to be hot. I'm sweating today, but once we get this done, we'll have it ready to go up to that land and pull everything we need to on it. So I'm gonna back him in right quick. A little rusty, don't you think? We're only going forward 10 feet, so.
I'm not gonna pull it up through there in 2 wheels, so I gotta put it in 4 wheel.
Yeah. All right. All right. Should do it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put a block under here, and we'll get doing what we were doing. That block's in there. Now that's done, we can go ahead and get back to doing what we was doing. I'm gonna go ahead and do this side the same way. And what'll be about an hour for me, it'll be about 30 seconds for you guys. So enjoy the music while I work. Since this is the last one, I'll explain how all this works. Because I didn't have time to explain it on the first part of the video. Alright. You want to make sure there's no grit or anything down in this housing on either side, besides what comes in the factories, but I really don't think that'll hurt it. Well, it's machine made. Anything machine made is going to have some flaws in it anyway. But flip it over, and there's 2 different size bearings here, and there's really only one place for each one of them goes. You got your small one that goes in the front, and you got your big one that goes in the back. I tried to say big and back at the same time, but it didn't work. But like I said, it'll sit in here. And if you run it dry, this will just get hot from all the friction. It'll burn up. That's what this grease is for. It's a high temperature lube. And you just take your bearing. A lot of people just take it and put it in their hand and take their bearing and just run it around. You gotta get it into all these cracks.
You're doing good.
And then you take it. Do the same thing for the other side.
Had you pack it?
Yeah, ship them. No, yeah.
They must see the kitty cat. Yep, they see the kitty cat.
Alright, after you get all that packed in there real good, you set it down in here. Set it right down in here. And you can keep put the grease down in there with it or whatever. I like trying to keep my hands kind of ungreasy while I'm doing this. Oh, a little stick blew in there.
Oh, booger, no.
Alright, now this, you gotta have this in straight. There's 2 different seals. You gotta find out which seal fits your spindle. This one's just a little bit too big on the back. We made a mistake on the first video that we done. I put this one on first for that first tire, and it didn't do right. It was a whole lot of movement. So always check before you put it onto your spindle, or before you put it onto this housing, because it's murder to get it back off. Once they're in there, they're hardly ever getting back out unless you mess them up and you have a replacement seal. So what I like to do is like to get it started, and they're a little pain to get started sometimes. You don't want it in there too crooked. It'll go eventually. Just work with it. After I get this done, I gotta go load up some stuff. Gotta load it up, take it over to my boss man from work. Some parts that we're not using, I'm gonna take to him, and I might take you guys along for the ride. I might not, I don't know yet, but we'll see how it all goes today. See, I didn't get it all the way set in yet. Alright, now you'll know it's set, kinda. See how it's kind of all in there? You just take and barely tap until you know it's going in there without getting crooked. You just keep moving. I know this ain't the perfect tool for the job, but hey, it's what I got. So,
Spike.
yeah. And it was free, okay? I found it. Not on the railroad track either. It was in a toolbox I found. and go around and check it. All flush. Flip her over, and you pack it with grease. Get a good liberal amount because it's going to need it. See, that little bit didn't go long, didn't go far. Usually takes about 2 cans to do 4 wheels. Or 2 jars of this grease. If you want to do it right. See, it's, now come here and look in here. See all the grease that's packed in it? So you know if it does get hot, it does warm, it's all that grease is just going to lubricate it and it's just going to do those bearings some good. This other bearing, do the same way. I'm getting all this dirt on me. Let me wipe off my hands real good. The tiniest little bit of dirt will mess up the inside here and it'll just eat away a hole. It's just like a tiny piece of sandpaper. And it'll just eat the side of it out until it gets like a wobble. And then your spindle's no good, your housing's no good. It just eat it all up. And then you either have to replace your housing or your whole axle, and then that's a whole lot of money. This is a homemade axle. Don't know what it came out of. So, what?
Mobile home.
Oh, it came out of, oh, it's a mobile home axle, yeah. So they just fabricated all this up when Dad and my uncle and my grandpa done this. They wanted to ride, they wanted to get to the track. So, I ain't mad at them. This right here, you'll do the same way. You pack it with grease. I'll go ahead and do that while I'm up here. Found out like doing it this way is easier for me because I know exactly where I put it. I can do it by feel. I'll turn it over. I always get these little, the insides first, then I go on the outside. The more, the merrier with this stuff.
You have to spin it to get it in there. It's hard to spin, ain't it?
Yep.
And you got all that lard on your fingers.
And that'll just sit right in here and you put it all together. Just gonna leave it right here. Clean up one last time. Hopefully. And then we'll set that wheel right there on after I get all this put on. Bring this because we might need it. I don't think I'll need that.
Not until you put the cap on.
Yes, I will need that. Alright. You always want to make sure that your spindle here is clean of any dirt. I done wiped it down. You want to make sure that it's where the seal goes, there's nothing on it, because that's where this sets. And you set it right on here, and you'll feel it go into place. Right back here. See? Set right on it. Then we go get our other bearing we had. Make sure you do not drop these, because you don't want to get dirt on them. That wasn't this. But we'll set this in here. Now come here.
Okay.
You set it right in here and you'll feel it push in. You'll know when you got it. There you go. When you got it right. Now we'll take this washer that came off the old one. You want to clean it up. It's got a little tab on it. It only goes on a certain way. That's a little tab right here. So you feel for where the flat part is, which is right down here at the bottom on this one. Over here it was on the side. All 4 of them were different. And you set it right back on there like that. You take your castle nut. I like cleaning it up. so I can see where the hole is. It's right here on the side. Most all the holes were the same on all of them, but you don't want to drop this either. Make sure you get it on there right and you don't cross thread it. Sometimes they're a pain.
Sweetheart.
And it's not the end of the world if you drop it. I mean, just pick it up, wash it off, and then make sure there ain't no grit on it. And you should be fine. With these, you don't really have to have it real tight, just enough to where it won't move back and forth. So I need to go a little bit tighter with that one. But you want it tight enough to where you can get, where it ain't too tight and blocking your hole to put your pin back in it, which is right here. So I'm gonna tighten this one up a good bit. And then, see, now it's not moving. Now if my pin ain't where I can get to it, I'll back it off a little bit. I like cleaning the pin off too and leaving the part that's a little bit longer because it's easier to get to. Find your hole. See, it was a little bit off, so I'll take this and spin it back a little bit, just enough. There we go. To get your pin in. And just straighten it out. Sometimes a little persuasion helps. Let's try it like that. Had a little bit of grit in that one. I'll make sure I didn't. Oh, it's a cat. I know the last one will be a pain when I'm trying to do it on video. There it goes, people. And how it's, see, it's not coming out on this side, so what we'll do, we'll just take it and turn it a little bit, and it's ready. I'm gonna take your pin, the longest point right here, and you don't want it out like that, because it'll eat up something if it gets turned wrong. So what I'm gonna do, bend it all the way back. Alright, and now that you got that on, your project's almost done. You just got to put your cap on. The other caps came to us already assembled, but there's really nothing to them. You just put it in here and you work it around and boom, your cap's done.
Mosquitoes flying around, ain't they?
Yeah, they are. Same principle with the rest of it. You want it packed full of grease. You want to be very liberal with your grease. With this, you get it started. Goes right in.
Oh, how'd you learn that?
I guess I learned it from,
Some old man?
yeah. Looks good. That's why you don't want to drop on the ground, people.
Yep.
And this thing is almost ready. One last thing we'll have to do
What'd it be?
is to put the tag on it. Went the
Yeah.
other day, got 3 tags. I'll show you what the third tag is for, but the first one's for the truck we were just using. Second one was for this trailer. And I got another something I want to show you before the end of this video, so stay tuned. It's gonna help us out up there too. So I got a tag for that one too. The video that'll come out after this one will be us going up to the land and trying to figure out what all we got up there. My aunt's gonna be in it. I talked to a couple people the other day up there about putting in a gravel road, so stay tuned for that. That'll be coming in soon. Once I talk to them and we work everything out. And we will also be doing another cooking video, a canning video soon. We're going to take some meat. It is going to be store-bought because I don't know where I can buy some meat around here that I can use that is just organically grown and all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the store and buy just regular cut meat like I did with that jerky. And I'm gonna take the jerky, well not the jerky, but the meat, flavor it a little bit, season it up, put it in the jars and can them, and you'll have yourself some good canned meat later. And it's really good. Simple to make. Just a few simple steps.
All right.
And if you like desserts, I found a easy cheesecake recipe on YouTube, and I'm gonna try it out for myself, and I'm gonna see how good it works. And I'll see. I like cherries and I like peaches, so I might do either a cherry cheesecake or a peach cheesecake. My understanding, you can use any toppings you want on it. And I'll call that about done, except for one last detail, which I'm gonna go in and get it. Be right back with the last part. Now to make this thing road ready, we got to put a tag on it. We're gonna change this old one out, put this new one on it. We'll be ready to hit the highway. We'll be able to haul some stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and, this is a 1/2 inch. That's a 1/2 inch. And we are ready to ride. Everything went on smooth except for one part. It went better than I thought it would. Thank you guys for checking out the video today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We got more content coming out of what we're gonna do with this trailer. And oh, I almost forgot. I gotta show you what else we got. Almost forgot. I'm over here trying to do a sign off and I forgot what I was gonna tell you. All right. All my trees and stuff that were growing, I think. Hey, we got a couple peaches.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, here we go. 2, 3 down
There's
there.
a peach.
One here.
There's one.
One here.
But
One there.
there's a few on there. But there's not as many as what budded out. Grapevine's doing good. The Boots pear tree is coming along good. And I think I just stepped on something's growing here. I don't know what that is. Apple tree's growing. The other apple tree up there is doing pretty good. And the cherry tree's doing good. Having a few cherries this year. This is the other thing we got. Cause this weekend we're gonna go up to that land and we are gonna mow some grass. And this is gonna take the lawnmower up there. Got it from Tractor Supply. It's a pretty good trailer. Got the tag for it. So we're gonna take this up there this weekend and start mowing some grass, getting everything ready. Stake off where we're gonna put our houses, what we're gonna do up there. And hopefully this will help us out in the long run. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new for more content with the land and seeing what's gonna happen with these trailers. And I guess we'll catch all you guys on the next one. Bye.